Hey, it's Dorley and welcome to my channel and welcome to my creative life. So I found out that Saturday, September 6th is National Read a Book Day. So I stamped this particular image from a Close to My Heart stamp. It's an old one. It's called In a Book. I don't even know if you can find it anymore since the company has gone out of business. But I grabbed some of my alcohol markers. I wanted to make the bottoms like denim, jeans. And I started off with this lighter blue. I wanted it to be like a light wash, or I don't know what the actual terms are, but you'll see as I get going that changes pretty quickly. Now, I am normally not somebody that you're going to say, ooh, if you want to learn how to color, check out her channel. But I do understand that, shading and things like that do make a difference, especially if you don't want just like a flat coloring or end result. But I don't have the patience, I guess, to really blotch out or figure out, between the lightest, medium, darkest, things like that. I usually just grab a couple of colors and just start going for it. And this is kind of one of the things that I did. I grabbed the second color of blue, which didn't look that dark when I first colored it, when I made a swatch, but you could tell it's really dark. So that light wash denim that I was thinking I was going to do ended up being more of a darker wash, but that's okay because I actually really like this color. I did keep the cuffs that lighter color because I thought if it was folded over, it would be the inside of the jeans. So that worked. And also the inside of the pockets. I kind of did the same thing with the pink. I started with a lighter color and then I was going to shadow with the darker, which is what I'm doing. Now you can see that I'm alternating between the pants and the shirt because I'm kind of letting the alcohol dry a little bit before I put on more ink. And I had read somewhere that that was a good thing because you really want that alcohol to absorb the ink first, or the paper to absorb the alcohol ink. I don't know how to say that. But look at here. I did the exact same thing. The darker color that I thought I was just going to use for the, to highlight, or shadow was way too dark. So guess what? Now she's wearing a darker color, but you know what? I'm okay with that too. Again, I just love playing with the colors. I usually only use like 2, if anything 3 is a maximum of the color of inks, because I try to do a lighter, medium, dark, or if anything else, a light medium or a medium dark, whichever I'm doing. And then once you let that alcohol ink settle, you can just go through with that same dark color and then just kind of add highlights. But you see how it gives a kind of a look of another ink color, but it's technically not, because all it is just layering of the ink, and I love that. Now this is my favorite, these tri-blend markers, because there are legit 3 different colors, a light, medium, and dark. There's no guesswork, it's all on one pen. The only thing that I don't like about these is all of the tips are the same, right? So you don't get like a brush tip if you like that, or the bigger tips if you like, if you have a large coverage. But you know what, it works fine, and I actually like it because, like I said, there's no guesswork on the coloring of the coloring or the shades of the different colors that you're using. Now, one tip that I do have is whenever I'm doing something white, now I'm not going to be coloring it all in white because obviously in this case the paper is white. So what I use is a light blue gray, or even just like a light gray, like a very light neutral, and you just outline around it and it gives that look of white, or it really makes that white part of it really pop, and I love that. So here I'm doing that right there. I have this light gray blend. You see that, how all of a sudden that white just really kind of pops in the middle. And I also like to use this as a shadow. Now I'm only going to put the shadow over on the right side and on this very bottom, and that's about it, folks. Really super easy. This one took me a little bit longer only because I kind of wasn't sure about the coloring of the inks, but hey, it turned out super cute. I also like to use the white pens and just kind of put dots here and there. Like there's no rhyme or reason, but it just kind of adds a little fun. So I'm putting some there on her shoulder and also on her hip, and then a little bit in her hair. But this is what I use to create the card. I'm not going to show you the card or the process of the card, but here I just add a piece of a pattern paper on the side, and it's all done with a little bow. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and thank you again for watching. Bye.